With Season 2 just around the corner, I wanted to put my money where my mouth is and lay out some predictions for the next few months, sort of building off my previous video right here, where I discuss the state of the game and how Season 2 has to effectively act as a soft reboot after the game saw 9 out of every 10 Day 1 players leave after record-breaking sales. Because Battlefield 6, especially from the internal view of EA, has to be such a mixed bag. A game that reportedly sold 20 million copies by December and broke EA's sales records has already fallen below their own 6-year-old Apex Legends, War Thunder, Siege, and Geometry Dash, funny enough, even with the support of well over 1,000 staff across 4 studios. Battlefield 6 is supposed to be a live service, a product that accounts for the vast majority of EA's revenue and came out of the gate with insane numbers. So will EA double down with a product that's already in players' hands, or will they take the money and run? Well, I think it's a bit of both. But guys, drop your predictions below, and if you enjoy in-depth reviews and discussions on all things Battlefield, drop a like and hit subscribe, and let's jump into my top 3 predictions for Season 2 and beyond. To kick things off, perhaps my hottest prediction is that Season 2 ends up being pretty damn good. The delay has to be good for something, so I'd venture a guess that between the last-minute playtesting, overwhelming feedback, all the leaked weapons, and sudden announcement they're bringing back legacy content like Goldmid, that they've actually heard our concerns and they're working to course correct, even if it ends up being minor changes or mostly just optics. The leaked Season 2 cosmetics aren't perfect and perhaps a little more mercenary than I'd prefer, but are certainly a step in the right direction. The Goldmid announcement might be too little too late, but it's a good sign they're listening. And while they don't have the time to substantially edit their new maps, Contamination looks like a win for players who want larger, outdoor spaces and has been described as a Battlefield 6 Monte Grappa by insiders I've spoken with. So overall, the Battle Pass content, store cosmetics, maps, and hopefully updated challenges should be a big improvement, at least optically, helping energize players to get back into the game. However, while I have high expectations for Season 2, after all this feedback, I don't see DICE fundamentally changing anything like player progression, how we earn premium currency, or the overall structure of the game, UI, or its relationship with RedSec. Aside from weapon balance and hopefully some adjustments to audio visibility and recoil, I'd assume netcode and desync won't be fixed overnight, nor will the menus, as they expressed a real unwillingness to touch the interface. Overall, I'm betting Season 2 will be a nice improvement as far as content, better cosmetics, more maps, and new weapons. However, I doubt the game's core mechanical issues will be totally solved, and the maps will, like always, be up for debate. DICE's current focus on this new gas mechanic seems like a cool idea, perhaps better for RedSec, but ultimately feels like a real misuse of resources and just another tax on visibility. I'd much rather see a roadmap of real content and fixes than see leaks of some sort of new gimmick that only seems to worsen mechanics that are already under scrutiny. But guys, drop your predictions for Season 2, and let's move on to my second big prediction, EA removing support. Now, EA isn't killing support for this game like they did with 2042 anytime soon, but after such a dramatic player falloff after Season 1, I'd bet EA is taking a close look at the resources they're giving these 4 studios. 1,300 devs on one project that's underperforming indie studios in terms of player engagement just doesn't seem feasible in the long run. So for the next few financial quarters, I'd expect EA to milk the game's initial sales and ignore the current live service numbers to keep investors confident. Simply focus on the $1 billion they have in hand right now and ignore the ongoing concerns for as long as possible. Now, EA may attempt to double down, they've stuck with Battlefield this far, but ultimately I don't know what else EA can do to support Battlefield studios at this point. They've given the game so much funding, so much marketing, and so much staffing that it has to be insulting to watch Arc Raiders with a $75 million budget beat Battlefield in terms of sales, content, and long-term engagement, proving that player fall-off isn't a certainty, it's something you can work to avoid, as games like Arc Raiders and War Thunder have held on to around 80% of their Day 1 player base, while Battlefield only sees about 8% of players sticking around. If I was EA, I'd very much consider trimming the studios around Battlefield, not because it'll help the game, but because it'll protect the financials. Studios like Criterion have other games like Need for Speed to produce, so over the next few months, I'd bet we start to see EA quietly trim support, and see games like Need for Speed get announced, although those devs are technically under the title of Battlefield Studios. But ultimately, I think it'll come down to the devs themselves showing they can improve the experience and need all the hands they can get, or how much of a failure EA can stomach before the devs get pulled off as their efforts prove ineffective. My real question is though, how long will EA stick with a RedSec? So finally, and to the applause of the fanbase, I see RedSec sort of fading into the background. The mode is just a lackluster, uninspired, broken mess developed from a concept that was outdated when they tried Firestorm all the way back in 2018. And while I think the idea of a last squad standing or extraction style mode could be epic in Battlefield, the fact they spent 4 years on this and came out the other end saying, yep, this is what the players want, while offering zero innovation or even quality gameplay, blows my fucking mind.
What the fuck, game?
I don't understand how Battlefield has become so stale. Meanwhile, you see games like Arc Raiders, Marathon, War Dogs, and even Delta Force offering such nice twists on the shooter genre. RedSec, both Gauntlet and Battle Royale, totally flopped, killing the franchise's next ill-advised push into esports with its cancelled tournament, and totally crashing out for streamers and cultural touchpoints around the industry. And it's a shame. The Battlefield formula should easily expand to new experiences, but every installment the ideas get less inspired, the maps get smaller, and the vision gets weaker. And thus a 2018 style Battle Royale in 2026 is just such a boring idea. But even more so, they executed on it so poorly. Gauntlet should be at the center of the experience as a ranked style mode with rewards, leaderboards, and so on, like the finals. But hell, if I can even play the mode without it crashing, or my free-to-play, low attention span teammates getting confused and leaving without penalty. RedSec was a fine idea on paper, but so poorly executed and so uninspired, EA's massive investment is once again proving minimal returns. So perhaps RedSec takes one final swing with a new map or something, but hell, 4 months in and the Battle Royale hasn't even gotten a loot pool update, and Gauntlet is filled with free-to-play quitters, so I don't see this mode being heavily supported much longer, and thus more devs could be moved off the project. In general, EA is at a crossroads. They either take the money and minimize support, or gamble that money and invest for a long-term future that could go big or go bust. But guys, those are my 3 big predictions beyond Season 2. Let me know yours in the comments below, and for everything else Battlefield, drop a like and hit subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.